Georgia Bulldogs are 6-1. They head to the Georgia-Florida game, and the man who's played and coached in this game multiple times joins us. Kirby Smart is here in the locker room on the Fan via the Loud Security Systems Newsmaker line. Coach, thank you so much for your time this morning in the locker room.
Appreciate it, man. Good to be here.
Before we get started, congratulations on induction into the Georgia High School Hall of Fame. Be honest, Coach. If I told your coaches back at Bainbridge High School when you were playing you would be a Hall of Famer one day, would they have believed it, or would they have told you to go back to the weight room?
I don't know. It depends on what year you asked them. Freshman, sophomore, junior, senior. They might have believed it around the senior year, but they didn't believe it early on, that's for sure. I had a lot of work to do, and I was very fortunate to play with a lot of really good high school players that helped make me successful.
We know you played defensive back and safety. What other positions did you play while you were in high school? Did you guys go both ways?
Yeah, we had a few guys. I had to play quarterback in a couple games, but I wasn't real good at it. Punt returner, kickoff returner, and played a little QB, but it was situational.
Does that give you a soft spot in your heart, maybe a little bit for your quarterbacks? Because we've seen you get into it with some guys from time to time.
Not really. I mean, we were wing T, so it was pretty boring. You know, it was just buck sweep and keeping the ball and stuff like that. I wasn't like a real drop back quarterback. I didn't experience what these guys experience.
Well, you have talked earlier in the week about what you would like to see after the bye week. Everybody gets fired up for this game, and defensively you talked first and foremost about being better tackling. What's the key to tightening that up down the stretch?
I would like to see us tackle better. I would like to see us get into third and longs more often, and a lot of that comes from 2nd and 10. So at the end of the day, we've had more 2nd and 10s than almost any defense in the league, so that means we're doing something right on first down. But where our errors have come is inability to get people in third and long, but we have not played real well on third down.
What's been going on the first parts of games, what you've been seeing defensively in the fourth quarter has been absolutely awesome, especially with a bunch of young players on this defense. Talk about how exciting it has been in the fourth quarters of these big games when you have such a young team that are responding to the coaching you guys want.
Well, it's great for the fourth quarter, but it's more about starting the right way in terms of being able to play and execute at a high level early on. I think all good offensive coordinators, bring something different at you, and usually are at an advantage early in a game if they can throw something different at you or throw something new at you. It's how fast you can get back to playing your level of play. And that's what I want to see us do. I don't want to be just a fourth quarter team. I hope defensively we can play well throughout the game.
Coach, what kind of challenges does that present this week when you're going to see somebody different? Billy Napier, unfortunately for him, let go. Billy Gonzalez now going to take over and call plays. Do you have any kind of book on him, or do you think they're going to run a lot of the same stuff that they did previous to him taking the interim job?
No, I think they'll go with some tempo. They'll simplify things for the quarterback, and they got really good playmakers on the perimeter. They've got a great back. They've got an offensive line that's big, physical, and played a lot of starts. Very experienced offensive line. So when you look at that, the biggest thing they can do is speed the game up for the quarterback and be able to communicate to him more. They've been a big shift motion, do all this. I mean, they've had a ton of pre-snap stuff going on, and for the quarterback, sometimes that's a lot of information to digest and to execute. And I think they're looking to get lined up faster and let him play, and you can communicate with him up till the snap if you're ready to go.
University of Georgia head football coach Kirby Smart joining us here in the locker room via the Loud Security Systems Newsmaker line.
With the bye week, how much self-scouting goes on for you and your coaching staff? Probably less time on the field with the players, I would imagine. And then how does that lead into this week getting ready for a Florida team with some new guys?
Well, I think we self-scout every week, but we do more in the bye week to take a bigger picture and try to look at it and say, okay, what are our strongest tendencies in special teams and defense and offense? And probably more nowadays than self-scout is I would say copycat. Like what are people doing in our league that are effective? Who's doing the best job of getting turnovers? Who's doing the best job of winning third down? Who's got the best red area offense? I mean, you try to copy other people and see what they're doing well and see if it fits what you do. So there's merit to self-scouting and trying to break tendencies. There's also merit to trying to grow and maybe tweak some things that you think somebody else does.
Florida going through a difficult time right now, switching out coaches. Schematically, schematically, though, what are some of the things you do have concerns about, even though they're coming into this game with an interim head coach?
Well, I'm concerned about everything. I'm more concerned about our team than I am theirs, to be honest. I mean, I try to focus inwardly and say, what can we do better? You know, like, how are we going to tackle better? How are we going to get to third and long? How are we going to execute on offense? You know, we got Colby's not going to be there. Like, what are the roles of the players going to be for us, first and foremost? When I look at Florida, I see a big physical football team. Look, defensively, they have as good a personnel as there are in our league. And then offensively, they got two or three young skilled players that have had breakout games, and they got a quarterback that, at the end of the day, he is hard to tackle. He's hard to get on the ground, and that's a big key to the game.
Coach, I've compared your team to like Jason Voorhees or Michael Myers. Like, you guys just don't die. It doesn't matter where you're at. What do you attribute the resiliency of your group to just have that belief that no matter where you're at in a game or a situation, that they're going to be able to overcome and take care of business?
Yeah, I think it's mental toughness and, you know, understanding our off season, our practices, the grind that we have, that you know, you don't get caught up in where you are. You just, you know, stick with the process, and we're going to check the scoreboard at the end of it and play as hard as we possibly can. We certainly could play better in spurts, but, you know, one of the traits you have in championship teams is that ability that you're hard to kill and you won't go away, and we try to keep pressure on people in every facet of the game so that we can, you know, the inches are everywhere right now. It's like the SEC games are all super tight. They come down to really tight margins, and anywhere you can find an advantage, you need to try to get one.
No doubt about it. Speaking of tight, the tight ends 2 weeks ago were awesome. Kind of took a little longer than I maybe expected, but they showed up big time. Talk a little bit about Mike Bobo and Gunnar Stockton, getting those guys involved in play action, and how productive they were last week against Ole Miss.
Yeah, I thought it helped that we were able to run the ball, and when you run the ball well, you certainly have an ability to use tight end skill sets, and a lot of it is making plays when your number's called, and they did that. They had an opportunity to make plays, and they, you know, Colby not being in the game some brought more touches their way, and I think that's something they earn, you know, by the way they practice and the way they play.
You hear quarterbacks and coaches offensively talking about the offense getting into a rhythm, and a lot of that comes getting first downs and eliminating getting off the field. Where do you think Gunnar Stockton is in these moments where he and the offense get things rolling? Do you like the rhythm that he is in these winning moments throughout the course of the season?
Yeah, I do. I like it when, you know, that's usually the case. There's a flow defensively and offensively in terms of, like, are you rolling, are you going? And when things are clicking, it just seems like sometimes momentum carries. And, you know, offense has had some moments where they're able to do that, and it was really big for us, I guess 2 weeks ago, you know, and when you get that going, I know as a play caller, you tend to get more aggressive. You tend to call things freely, and that helps a lot. And conversely, you know, you can flip that around on defense, and it makes it tough if you're not. So we've been in both worlds.
Knowing that a lot of your fan base plans this weekend, like, kind of as an event, you know, they're going to take 4 or 5 days. They're taking the Winnebagos down there. They're golfing. They're doing everything else. As a guy that played in this game and also coaches it, do you feel a little extra pressure knowing that, you know, this one means so much to the people as well as it does to your organization?
I don't.
No?
I mean, how's it any different than next week? I mean, every week is a season in this thing. It's a grind, you know. I mean, it doesn't matter whether we're playing in Jacksonville, Starkville, Atlanta, where we're playing. It's a grind, and as coaches, you know, you block all that out. We don't get caught up in where we play. We try to get caught up in how we play.
Talking to University of Georgia head football coach Kirby Smart, joining us here in the locker room via the Loud Security Systems Newsmaker line.
The defense has been solid in so many different facets of the game, and there's a couple where I think we all would like them to see do a little bit more. When you think about pass rush and pressure on a quarterback and sacking them, do you ever see defense coordinators and head coaches that are defensive-minded press a little bit more as play callers to try to force that stuff, or you just got to stick with what's working?
I think it depends. It really depends offensively. If they're holding the ball for over 3.5 seconds and you're not getting there, you got issues and problems. If they're averaging 3 seconds or less getting it out, you ain't getting there. I mean, you're just not getting there. And you know, I think sometimes as defense coordinators, you try to scheme a guy free. There's really good coaches in our league. You're not scheming a guy free. You got to win. You got to win with technique. You know, how many free rushers do you see in an SEC game per week? I mean, outside of Max Blitz, You don't see many the same way in the NFL. So, I think you got to be careful that you don't overdo it. Certainly got to find ways to affect the quarterback, whether that's batted balls, which we had at the end of the game, or hits on the quarterback, or get them to hold the ball in coverage that you can get a sack. And we dang sure need to improve in that area.
And lastly, Coach, the stage of the season, what's the single most important trait you want to see from your guys, not just this Saturday, but for the rest of the ride?
Fire, passion, energy. I mean, that's what it's about. When our fire, passion, energy is right, we're really good. And that comes Monday through Friday, not just Saturday. I mean, everybody can be fired up Saturday. I need to see FBE all week.
Well, Coach, we thank you for your time. Everybody's fired up about this game. We always appreciate the time you give us here in the locker room to talk to Dog fans, and we wish you nothing but the best of luck, and we look forward to catching up with you down the road.
Appreciate it. Go Dogs.